This week on ANN, the Seventh-day Adventist Church works to clarify its stance on the issue of abortion.
The Adventist Development and Relief Agency is ready to provide aid after Hurricane Dorian wreaks havoc in the Bahamas.
And the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Rwanda celebrates 100 years.
These stories and more coming up.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
A diverse group of Seventh-day Adventist medical experts, theologians, healthcare administrators, and ethicists are currently engaged in an attempt to clarify the Church's official stance on the controversial issue of abortion.
The denomination last offered guidelines, but not an official statement on abortion in a 1992 document.
Beginning 2 years ago, the Biblical Research Institute of the General Conference, or BRI, was tasked with preparing a statement that reflects scriptural principles bearing on the discussion of abortion.
The BRI Ethics Committee has developed multiple drafts of a proposed document on which there is ongoing dialogue with the Church's Health Ministries Department and the General Conference Bioethics Committee. The Bioethics Committee includes representatives from the Church's teaching hospitals and medical systems, as well as independent Adventist healthcare administrators and practitioners.
On August 27, Action of the General Conference Administrative Committee established a working group on abortion. The 26-member group includes representatives from many different departments and ministries within the Adventist Church's world headquarters.
Chaired by General Conference Vice President Archer Stelle, the committee includes 23 members from countries other than the United States. 6 members are female. 3 of those are on the Statement Writing Committee.
Stella says the process of drafting any church statement should include representation from all segments of the church. This important statement involves the participation of theologians, medical practitioners, and clinicians, healthcare administrators, church administrators, and both men and women. The committee has been tasked with studying the BRI Ethics Committee draft together with the 1992 guidelines. Further, the committee is to study and consider input and feedback from a variety of sources, including the GC Bioethics Committee. Quoting from the committee's terms of reference, Stella emphasized that the group's third responsibility is to prepare a draft of one unified statement that will clearly be based on biblical principles that underline the sanctity of life and recognize the exceptionally difficult cases or anomalies women can face.
The announced goal is to bring a document to the floor of the General Conference Executive Committee, which convenes for its annual council in Silver Spring from October 9 through 16.
To read more, visit news.adventist.org.
On Monday, September 2, the islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama in the Bahamas were hit by Hurricane Dorian, a Category 5 storm with sustained winds of 185 miles per hour and gusts of up to 220 miles per hour. Local reports in the Bahamas indicate at least 5 people are dead and 21 people injured. The hurricane's wind speed was recently downgraded to Category 2, but still lingers over the Bahamas. Executive Secretary of the South Bahamas Conference, Leonardo Raming, says, "This is the worst and largest storm the Bahamas has ever experienced. Dorian created havoc, mainly on the islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama, causing communication and electricity to be severed on both islands." Video footage of roads and homes being flooded circulated on social media confirm reports of extensive downpour left by Dorian. Raming added, "People are being flooded out of their homes and are calling into the command center for assistance. Waters are climbing very high in Grand Bahama. In some places, the water levels peaked at 20 feet. Due to the unpredictable nature of the storm and unknown projections where Dorian will hit next, ADRA is waiting out the storm before providing aid. ADRA was on the ground before the storm and is now ready to respond as soon as Dorian clears, which won't be until Wednesday, according to forecasts. ADRA's disaster response team in the Bahamas is monitoring the storm and is working closely with the Adventist Church and local authorities to assess community needs. Says Raming, "There's an immediate need for the basics, such as food, water, medicine. But I emphasize a lot of people are affected by this apocalyptic disaster and will need lots of help to recover."
More than 40,000 Seventh-day Adventists in Rwanda flocked to the Amahoro National Stadium in Kigali to celebrate 100 years of Adventism in the country. President of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Ted N.C. Wilson, called the event momentous while preaching to the congregation on Sabbath and reminded everyone of God's leadership throughout the ages. The 100-year celebration was also a time to pay tribute to the Adventist missionaries who arrived in Rwanda in 1919. President of the Adventist Church in Rwanda, Hasron B. Lingiro, affirmed their legacy will never be forgotten. He also shared that the gospel the missionaries carried through education and health was in itself a language that needed no translation. Since all of those who carried out mission in those years have since passed away, awards were given to their children. Those whose relatives couldn't be found were awarded in absentia. In the name of her government, Judith Uwizeye, a minister in the office of the President of the Republic, said the Adventist Church is a good partner of the government of Rwanda because of its role in education, health, and development. Revisiting the gruesome genocide against the Tutsi in 1994, she reminded everyone that the church was not spared, but thank God for saving the nation. She joined Wilson in reminding Adventists to continue being good citizens and a source of healing to the community. The Adventist Church in Rwanda has more than 900,000 members and is expected to reach 1 million before the end of 2019.
Also in Rwanda, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and President of the Seventh-day Adventist World Church, Ted N.C. Wilson, recently unveiled the new East Central Africa Division Medical School. Dr. Eustace Pennacook, founding dean of the medical school, highlighted the 4 phases of the school and said the first phase is now completed. Phase 1 includes a science complex, which contains 9 laboratories, smart classrooms, an updated cafeteria building, a new complex for student dormitories, and a modern guest house complex. President of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in East Africa, Blasius Ruggieri, thanked Kagame for fulfilling his promise of providing a paved road that gives easier access to the campus. Wilson congratulated the newly established institution and thanked Kagame for supporting the Seventh-day Adventist Church through infrastructure and religious freedom. He further commended Kagame for the confidence he had in the Seventh-day Adventist Church when he urged them to venture on the project of a medical school. He finally challenged the ECD leadership to not only display splendid buildings, but to strive for quality education. Kagame commended the Adventist Church for making health a pillar of evangelism and development. He further saluted the Adventists in Rwanda for contributing to the development of the country for 100 years. The brand new ECD Medical School is on the campus of the Adventist University of Africa in the city of Kigali on Masoro campus. It becomes the second of its kind on the African continent and the 7th in the Seventh-day Adventist Church worldwide.
As part of the ongoing efforts by the Seventh-day Adventist Church in North Mexico to better reach the hearing impaired in their churches and communities, a group of Adventist interpreters recently gathered for a special training workshop in Villahermosa, Tabasco, Mexico.
The 47 student interpreters from across the 3 major church regions in Mexico met to enrich their knowledge, understand their mission, and strategize for further ministry of sharing the gospel in sign language to the hearing impaired.
Special Needs Ministries Director for the Adventist Church in Northern Mexico, David Maldonado, says, "We thank God because He is strengthening His people just at this time of the end so that the great mission of preaching the gospel in every tongue can be fulfilled. The church around the world is building bridges to reach the deaf community, and it is important that we ensure that interpreters are trained in Mexican Sign Language."
The training workshop is the second such initiative, which is part of the comprehensive special needs ministry effort began by the North Mexican Union 7 years ago.
The church in North Mexico has organized and supported an annual Adventist National Congress for the deaf for the past 3 years.
In addition, interpreters have been invited to the union's executive meetings to be part of making decisions and initiatives that will reach the deaf and those with special needs across the church territory.
In his special message for the interpreters in training, President for the Adventist Church in North Mexico, Arturo King, praised and thanked them for their commitment into reaching the hearing impaired and those with special needs.
Plans are set to hold a 3rd National Adventist Interpreters Workshop in Puebla, Mexico next year.
To learn more about the church's deaf and special needs ministries, initiatives, and activities in North Mexico, visit adventistasumn.org.
Coming up, we finish up a story of a special church retreat in Belarus.
But up next, Adventist Brass wins in Australia.
We may look, pray, read, think, worship, sing, and share differently, but we all look forward to the Sabbath. And we all look forward to the future when Jesus will come again. With this message in mind, we arrived at a core component for a new identity system: the creation grid. Regardless of what or where you are designing, you can always find information to help you communicate that we are all Seventh-day Adventists.
Welcome back.
In Australia, Melbourne's Advent Brass won the Open C grade brass bands category at the 2019 Victoria State Band Championships held in Ballarat, Victoria from August 17 to 18.
The 39-member Advent Brass Band, resplendent in their black with white trim uniform and under the baton of guest conductor Dr. Matthew Van Emmerich, competed against 5 other C-grade bands across 4 pieces of music.
All bands played a hymn, a test piece, a traditional march, and a song of their choice.
One of the highest points for Advent Brass was when the adjudicator praised the band for their excellent performance. I hardly heard playing in the A-grade hymn selection like the Advents played their rendition of the Swedish hymn in C-grade. Astounding. The quality of the band playing was quite extraordinary, given the band are C-grade. Their warmth and lyricism is a strength for the whole ensemble.
Advent Brass received the highest score of any band competing throughout the entire weekend, achieving 24 points for playing Peter Graham's arrangement of the Swedish folk song, How Great Thou Art, for their hymn performance.
Band members paid tribute to Advent Brass music director Reynold Gilson, who made the win possible.
On August 9, 2019, a newly designed, state-of-the-art Hope Channel studio opened its doors to the world at its headquarters in Ban Muak Lek, Thailand, on the Asia Pacific International University campus. The new 2-story building consists of 4 brand new stages designed to produce programs catering the Adventist lifestyle and belief. Leaders from the Hope Channel Network, led by President of Hope Channel International, Derek Morris, and Vice President of Hope Channel International, Joe Sloan, graced the memorable gathering and extended prayers and well wishes as Hope Channel Southeast Asia starts broadcasting in Asia. Morris encouraged the production team and volunteers who will spearhead the productions in Southeast Asia as they face big challenges ahead of them. Morris stressed the value of pressing on and moving forward to fulfill God's mission. The Southern Asia Pacific Division comprises 11 culturally diverse countries situated within the 1040 window. The establishment of Hope Channel Southeast Asia opens various opportunities to reach out to millions of people through the airwaves. Hope Channel is the official television network of the Adventist Church worldwide. For more information, visit hopetv.org.
Big things are happening with Southwestern Adventist University's Dinosaur Research Project. With its Dinosaur Science Museum housing a world-class collection of over 25,000 bones and ever-increasing media exposure, the project is drawing unprecedented attention. For those who can't visit the project's dig site in Wyoming, Hope Channel is preparing to release a 6-episode documentary on the project this fall, giving viewers a small glimpse into what hundreds of students, researchers, and hobbyists experience in the wilds of Wyoming every June. The Hope Channel documentary, directed by Paul Kim, Southwestern Adventist University's newest communication professor, is currently in post-production and is slated to air in the fall. The documentary, which features sweeping shots of the site and a reality show type feel, will give a good picture of what it is like to be in camp, to be part of the dig. In January, Southwestern Adventist University was recognized in the Journal of Paleontological Sciences for its work with the Upper Cretaceous Hell Creek and Lance formations, which are some of the most fossil-rich rock units in the United States. The units are located in Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota. Out of 65 universities and institutions with dinosaur bone databases, Southwestern Adventist University was recognized by the journal because it stood out as providing the most detail in the easiest and most aesthetic format. In Wyoming, the program is outgrowing its main building, leading Wood and Chadwick to work with an architect to construct a larger building that can support up to 150 people a day, as opposed to the 85 it currently accommodates. Back on campus, museum traffic is increasing, with an estimated 100 to 200 visitors a week during the school year.
Recently, more than 110 young people within the Belarusian Union of Churches gathered for an annual youth event at the Mir Recreation Center near Bobruisk.
This year, the theme was In Your Hands. Youth Director for the Adventist Church in Belarus, Bogdan Kryukov, organized the event.
The young people were able to enjoy games, exercise sports, and most importantly, receive spiritual training to be of service to others.
The Adventist Church in the Euro-Asia region sent the conclusion to this amazing story.
Вот и подходит к концу молодежный слет на базе «Мир» в 2019 году. Когда мы оглядываемся назад, на всю эту прожитую неделю мы видим, как много было сделано для того, чтобы каждый из вас испытал радость. Организаторы сделали все, чтобы вы оказались в стрессовых условиях, но, преодолевая все, достигли единства в ваших командах. Вы испытали этот процесс на себе, вы почувствовали друг друга, вы смогли раскрыться, и это самое важное. Сегодня вы готовы для служения. Вы смогли понять друг друга, услышать того, кто не был услышан, и это помогает вам быть единой командой. Мы благодарим организаторов, которые все продумали. Каждый день, каждый час. Конечно, они сформировали очень напряженное расписание, но это позволило нам каждую минуту быть в тонусе. Да, мы покидали с вами зону комфорта, но мы это делали ради того, чтобы каждый ощутил себя вовлеченным, нужным, востребованным. Я хочу благодарить команду наставников. Они точно так же, как и все участники лагеря, о всех условиях программы узнавали вместе с вами. Но они проявили себя достойно, вдохновляли и поддерживали, не жалели сил, бегали вместе с вами, достигали цели, проходили до конца. Мы благодарны каждому служителю, который откликнулся и участвовал в этом лагере. Дорогая молодежь, мы будем ждать вас в следующем году на этом месте. База отдыха «Мир» будет готова, чтобы встретить вас с очередной программой. Она будет еще интереснее, еще насыщеннее. Пригласите своих друзей. Если они побывают на этом лагере, они сохранят в своей памяти потрясающие воспоминания. Это будут особые впечатления, это будет особенная радость. Пригласите их в 2020 году и приедьте сами. Обязательно участвуйте в этом, потому что это позволит вам иметь множество друзей и знакомых. Вы сможете знать других людей по-настоящему, проходя через этот опыт служения другим людям. И главное, когда вы вернетесь домой, продолжайте активную позицию своей жизни. Вовлекайте людей в служение, приглашайте их проповедовать Слово, носите газеты, распространяйте книги. Но и главное, приобретайте друзей для Господа, потому что Он очень скоро придет для того, чтобы подарить награду каждому, кто трудился на Его ниве. Будьте активными в этом служении, и Он неизменно благословит вас лично и благословит место, где вы будете трудиться. Помните, что Он сделал все, самое дорогое, для того, чтобы мы почувствовали себя прощенными и счастливыми, потому что Он наш великий Бог, который любит нас безмерно.
Coming up, Victoria Turrentine is here to talk about Family Togetherness Week and how your church can be involved.
But up next, Adventist Mission has a music video to share from Australia.
My brother's unexpected death shocked me into changing my life. A friend of mine said, "Why don't you do a triathlon?" So I swam and rode and ran until I discovered life is more than just human strength. I race because my health matters. I believe because my faith matters. I'm Ed, I'm a Christian. I am an Ironman, and I've discovered my whole life matters.
May I work in with you, young fella?
Go for it.
That's the way you do it. Got to put a little weight on it. But I'll put it back up here for you.
Welcome back.
Carly Fletcher is a young Adventist living in Australia. She has written and released a song, Nothing in This World.
Adventist Mission has more.
There is nothing in this world that can truly satisfy me like Jesus' love. For his love is truly deeper, truly purer, truly sweeter than anything I've ever known. I've searched the world to find things to bring meaning to my life, but nothing satisfies me like Jesus' love. There is nothing in this world that can truly satisfy me like Jesus' love. I've tried so many times to fill the void inside, but nothing brings me peace and joy like Jesus' love. There is nothing in this world that can truly satisfy me like Jesus' love. Won't you ask him today? He will fill you up inside. There's no emptiness or loneliness where Jesus Christ resides. There is nothing in this world that can truly satisfy me like Jesus' love. Only Jesus' love.
Watch this and other mission stories online by visiting AdventistMission.org, then click on videos at the top.
We see time and time again how important close family ties are in child and youth development.
Today, Victoria Turrentine is here to share information and resources on how to bring families closer together.
Families today are not what they used to be. Families today are overwhelmed by after-school activities, working long hours on the job, and not spending as much time with each other as a family should. Are we wanting change? Well, next week, September 8th through the 14th, is Family Togetherness Week. This week focuses on joining families together in love, strengthening relationships, and inspiring hope. Every year, Family Ministries creates a plan book for families to read together and learn more about each other. It includes children's stories to keep our children engaged. It was also created for church leaders to compose sermons and activities for our church members. Visit family.adventist.org for more resources on how to obtain the 2019 Plan Book, which also comes in multiple languages. You can also visit the Family Ministries Facebook page at Adventist Family Ministries and their Instagram at adventist.family for more information and updates as this week approaches. Also, let us know what your church is doing and your family throughout the week by posting your pictures and using hashtag GC Family Ministries. We want to reunite our families together again with Jesus and strengthening disciples. Stay blessed and stay safe.
And finally, for today's episode, let's turn to David Trim for a look at Adventist history.
This week, we learn about John Jacob Hyde, who was instrumental in the development of the Adventist Church in West Africa.
Welcome to This Week in Adventist History. On September 4, 1884, the first Adventist city mission in the large U.S. city of Philadelphia opened. Jonathan Kutz began a literature evangelism ministry, while Elder Frank Peabody and his wife Frances began holding Bible studies. The result was the organization of the first Seventh-day Adventist Church in Philadelphia. In the 1880s, Seventh-day Adventists began embracing city missions. Sadly, in the early 20th century, we abandoned them, and we've only recently once more started prioritizing work in big cities. Almost exactly 9 years later, on the 1st of September 1893, John Jacob Hyde was born in the British capital, London. Hyde became a key figure in the development of the church in West Africa. Having worked as an evangelist in the south of England, in 1925 he and his wife Louisa sailed for Freetown, capital of Sierra Leone. For the next 21 years, they served without leave or break in Africa. After directing the Sierra Leone mission, John was called to be superintendent of the Gold Coast mission. Louisa was a nurse and supported John. She treated the sick while he pastored and preached and administered, and the local people came to trust the Hydes. John became particularly popular among the Ashanti people of what is now Ghana, and he was officially thanked by British colonial officials for helping to peacefully resolve a potential tribal conflict. John and Louisa later went as the first Adventist missionaries to northern Nigeria, an Islamic region. There they established a clinic which later developed into today's Jengri Hospital. After a well-earned furlough in 1946, the Hydes returned to West Africa. They did not finally retire until 1957. Their son, John Ashford Hyde, a physician, later became a missionary to Nigeria as well, and at one stage served in the country at the same time as his parents. That was This Week in Adventist History.
Thanks for watching ANN. Join us next week for more news from the headquarters of the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
We'd love to hear from you. Send us your feedback and tell us how your church is making a difference in its community.
Be sure to capture plenty of video footage and photos, then write up a summary of the event's important details, and feel free to send full video reports as well.
You can reach us by sending an email to annvideo11@gmail.com.
Before we say goodbye, here's some good news from the book of Hosea, chapter 6, verse 6.
The passage says, "For I desire faithful love and not sacrifice, the knowledge of God rather than burnt offerings."
That's our program for this week. And remember, you can always visit news.adventist.org for daily news and videos. Until next time, God bless.
Take care.